I was thinking some more about OpenGL and how you could make an array of quads, because each quad would contain 3 points of information, and then the hardware could receive that as RGB. You'd need a way to synchronize when the array gets fired. So how much data could be held in each, how many points or different sets of data there are in each triangle, depending on its size. And how there's probably more advanced ways and algorithms to update and send the information instead of sending it as ones and zeros. So that it already knows what it expects. So it, instead of sending the information, it says, oh, I send this, and then that could possibly tell its neighbor. Or there could be something that knows to update every single one of them a certain way based off the information that it receives. So I was thinking, does the size matter, which is faster? Ways to update. So if we take a 600 by 800 screen, that's 480,000 values. We multiply that by 3. That is 1,000,000. So as something travels, it changes. Okay. Basically, each one of these is an Arduino. This would be a possible lab. It's a 4x4 of Arduinos with an Arduino controller. One of the Arduinos could be the Arduino controller. So this, whichever one it is, has the picture, which the picture contains all the coordinates for the pixels. Say it's a 4x4. So that controller could send the coordinate to each one. If there were two controllers that had the picture, or were accessing different parts of the picture in memory, then they could update them that way. Or if there were more. So basically, once all these Arduinos, they'd have to have a time sync communicating to each other, and once every single processor knew that it had the information, it could then control one red, green, blue LED individually, and they could all change them at the exact same time. So then you just need a language that would tell it to do that. So you'd say display and the size of the display, and then everything else would already be calculated so that X windows and stuff could interface to a screen in a three-dimensional environment where all the pixels get updated simultaneously. That's what I was thinking about. There's a lot of different ways that it could be implemented. Mathematically, there's probably a fastest way, and you'd have to know how many there were going to be, or set up a case for every single type or every single numbers to interconnect. But anyways, if there's one, it could send the signal to one at a time, or if there was a bus, it could probably send it to all of them at once, but that would require a very large bus if there was a lot of them. So it could send it to a device that had a bus to all of them to free up the connections to other buses. So it all depends on how it's designed, but there is a possible method, very simply, for the CPU to update each one and then to fire them all at the same time. So there's probably more complex and intelligent methods to do it as well.